Hey, welcome to another
Good
fun
morning.
episode of Daddykirbs Live here on the Daddykirbs farm. Sitting here with my friend and moderator, Kate, as she's working diligently over on the show to help keep the show family friendly. That's what my moderators do. There are a handful of them in here. They have the blue text and the blue wrench. So say howdy to them. And thank you guys very much for doing what you do.
You're very welcome in the name of all of us moderators.
That's right. She speaks for all. So, this is the first live show after HOA, which is Homesteaders of America in Virginia, and the last live show before the Good of the Land Fest in Temple, Texas. That will be next weekend. So I'm really excited with this middle ground to talk about what has just passed and to talk about what is coming up. So before we get too far into this, let's do our pledge, because I really feel like this is one of the most important things, at least for me, because there's just a whole lot of value in understanding that you are valuable. So let's put our hand on our chest, sit up straight, and say, "My story counts because I count."
My story counts because I count.
You do count, Kate.
Thanks, Blake. So do you.
Thank you. You guys truly, I share this because it's part of my message, part of my story. It's on my heart a lot. Um, the I I talked to several people from the Homesteaders of America while I was there, and there's a number of people that connect with that. They say that's so powerful for you to be sharing that, because I don't feel like my story is that important or valuable, and you are, which means your story is. Your story is important. And even those moments in your past that you're not proud of, we all have them. There are things in our past that we're not proud of. And it wouldn't be right to ignore that as part of your story. Now, you're not proud of it, so you don't want to put it out and say, hey, this is how to live. However, that is a part of who you are, and everything in our past helps create who we are. So your story is important. You count. You matter. So thank you very much for being here, sharing your story with me, and spending this hour with me and letting me share my story with you. That felt good, getting that out there. So big thank you again to my moderators. Big thank you. You guys really do help make this show possible and keep it family friendly. Also, a big thank you to those who financially support what I do. There's a small handful of people that share, in most cases, just a few dollars a month. And what that does is it gives me some reserve to do some of those travels. I did have to get into my family budget for travels, but that's okay. But having that buffer of money, that just like that, Mr. Happy saying welcome home with the first squirrel of the day. Thank you, Mr. Happy. And you were famous. You are famous because your squirrel was hanging on my hat when Justin Rhodes did his little bit with me in the live show last week. All of the PayPal, Patreon, all of that money goes into my PayPal account, and that's my budget for the things that I need for this show, whether it be microphones, tripods, cameras, travel money, whatever. That's there for me. So thank you very much for helping to make that possible. Dipping into the family budget, if I had to do that very often, then I would do much less of that other stuff. So you guys are helping to keep this show going. All right. And it helps too when I'm traveling, and Enterprise Rent-A-Car upgrades me to a Dodge Charger. I'm just saying, that was kind of fun. I had I had rented a Nissan Sentra because that's very inexpensive, and I made a joke to the guy at Enterprise about, hey, do you have any Mustangs? Because I just thought it would be fun to drive a Mustang, and he said, well, we don't, but we do have these Dodge Chargers. I said, well, can you tell me how much it is to upgrade to that? And he said it was like $20 more a day or something like that. Good morning. Yeah, just right there on the porch. Thank you. Our friendly FedEx guy dropping stuff off. So, yeah, so the the guy said it was like $20 extra a day. He showed me a Cadillac, which was beautiful, and that one was like $30 extra a day. And I said, oh, you know what? I'll just take the cheap car. It's okay. I don't need it. And he said, you really look like you have your heart set on driving that Dodge Charger. How about if we upgrade you for free? Yes. So I got to drive a Dodge Charger. It was pretty cool.
Those are fun.
It's a fun car. I never really looked at it and thought that it would be something that I would um, want, but they're nice. And driving it was fun. This is kind of dangerous. This is
Why does that surprise me?
when I wasn't dangerous. I'm just saying the car. So I could have, if I would have had the right opportunity, I probably would have been dangerous too. But when you scroll through the settings on the dashboard, it has different windows of just different settings that you can look at. And one of the screens was a performance screen, and it had a 0 to 60 counter with best score. I'm like, how can anyone not do that? Of course, I didn't, because I didn't have a whole lot of opportunity, and in Virginia, the roads are very windy, and I didn't feel like, I wanted to be risky like that. But actually, I did want to be, but I'm just old enough and mature enough not to.
I had a 1969 Dodge Charger.
Ooh,
And it had
nice.
the Hemi and the whole bit.
Nice.
It was a very nice car.
That's classic.
Yes.
That would have been fun to drive.
It was brand new when I got it.
Yeah, nice. What color was it?
Dark Kelly green.
Nice, beautiful. I love the old cars. I can't really justify having an older classic car right now because of just it would get ruined out here on the farm. But
Right.
all right, so what are we talking about today? I already talked about your story is important and valuable. I believe that from my heart. Let's see. We're going to do an HOA recap. We're going to talk about the Good of the Land Fest coming up. We're going to talk a little bit about Luke. And maybe some of you saw the video that I just put out yesterday. I did 2 videos, one on Facebook, just as a little video. Oh, sponsors. Thank you, Weetree. I often forget to talk about, they're right behind Kate here, the green stalks.
Oh, over there.
Over there, behind Kate.
Let me put my head down.
There you go. There they are. The green stalk garden system is a great system. If you are a person that has limited space or limited mobility, you still can grow. A lot of people have that, whether you live in a suburban neighborhood or maybe you have some physical limitations. They can provide a space for you to grow a lot of food, really in just a couple of square feet. So, and they're beautifully designed with really deep pockets. Look how deep those pockets are. You can grow carrots, other root crops, and just have a place to grow vertically and still grow your food. So check those out. There is a link for me, a link for you from me. Hey, Trish loves dogs. Got to run to a thing, but you guys have a great day. Thank you very much for that second squirrel of the day. Happy and Trish hanging on the hat. Is Luke joining us? All right, come on in, bud. Oh, Harry wants to say hi. Do you guys know Harry? Where's Harry? There he is. Hi, Harry. There you go, big boy. And there's Luke. Harry and Luke. Harry is Luke's...
The dynamic duo.
The dynamic duo. Harry is Luke's service dog, so he gets to go. Can you pet his head? Sometimes we have to remind Luke to do those things. Harry loves Luke, and Luke really does love Harry. So, did you like riding your bike yesterday, Luke?
Yes.
Yes. How far did you go?
To Devon.
To the dead end. That's right. Do you like riding downhill? Nope. He doesn't like riding downhill. He likes to be in perfect control And when the bike starts taking off with gravity, he starts holding back.
I don't blame you. I do the same thing. I don't like riding downhill either.
Yeah, kind of depends on the hill.
Yeah.
A little incline's nice, less effort, but when it starts getting fast, that gets a little scary.
That's when you put the brakes on.
Yeah, so actually yesterday, I said, Luke, you gotta go downhill. And tell me what you said.
I don't like it.
Oh, he didn't say I don't like it. He was probably thinking that. What he said was, it's scary. So that, even though that expression might sound like, oh, poor Luke, that made me happy because Luke expressed how he felt in the moment with the right words. And that is a lot. Sometimes Luke doesn't know how to express himself. So in that moment, he was able to say, it's scary. And that is very cool. Do we have one of those little plastic things? I want to share. This is going to be the Luke update moment.
Can Luke tell everyone what happened to him?
Luke, what happened to you yesterday?
I don't know what happened.
Mama Kirbs is going to have to remind us what what happened. She just went in the house. She's going to get a little something for demonstration because there are things going on with Luke that make us excited, and I want to share some of those things. What happened yesterday? Mama Kirbs, you're going to have to remind us. What happened yesterday?
We had to lay Luke on the kitchen table.
Oh, right. That happened yesterday for sure. How could I forget that? So I'll talk about this. There's a story with this. I'll talk about this after the button, bandana grandma, very good. So, see, I have a crazy thing that goes on in my head. Things happen, and then it blends in the universe of my mind, and I can't remember timelines sometimes. So the button, Luke has a feeding tube for those of you who are not aware, and there's a little button that we plug into. It's on his belly, and what's that?
Yep.
It's on his belly. We won't make him pull his shirt up right now, but so that button has a little portion in the middle that locks. When you plug your tube in, it locks in place. Well, sometimes that inner part, for whatever reason, comes out, and the button's broke. You can't use it anymore. So we had to change the button. There is a video on the Life with Luke channel. You guys put a link up for that?
I'm sure they can.
Okay. So there is a Life with Luke YouTube channel. And that video went up yesterday. It was really just us sharing that moment. I kind of wish we would have caught the whole thing so you could see the process. In fact, I just thought next time, the button gets switched out every 6 months or so. Next time we switch the button as a non-emergency thing, we'll record the whole process so you guys can see how that works. But yeah, so yesterday after the fact, we did a little recording of that, and you can go to the Life with Luke channel. Did you get a second kit yet for backups? Bandana Grandma is asking. That is, it's being shipped. It's being shipped.
Was that scary when Daddy changed your button?
Was it scary when I changed your button? It wasn't scary? Did you like it? Oh, wow. He's changing his story now.
I thought you told me it was nasty.
He did say that yesterday, didn't he? How did it feel?
Good.
Felt good. He's totally changing his story. Well, it probably did feel good once it was all done. But in the moment, Luke did not like that. Texas Life says, good morning, beautiful day. It really is a beautiful day. It's nice and overcast this morning, so it's not hot, but it's also not cold. I know you guys think I'm funny when it comes to the hot cold thing, but this past week, there were moments I was shivering, and it was like, I don't know, what did it get down to, like 65 degrees, something like that? I don't know. It was cold to me.
You want to put that on his finger?
Yes.
His finger.
Oh, Luke's going to eat, so I need to tell this story. Luke, put this on your pinky. So here's the story. We were standing in the kitchen, and let me tell you what this is. So this is the cap that comes on a new feeding tube bag, the part that goes uh, into his adapter that plugs into his button. This covers it for protection. Well, these end up just kind of laying around. So Luke was standing at the island, and he was fiddling with it and putting it on his finger and moving it around like this. And what did he say?
He was just trying to be funny.
Yeah, he was trying to be funny with that. I can't remember exactly what he said, but the fact that he was putting that on his finger and playing with it showed us that his brain was doing something different. You know, he was being creative and imaginative in his mind. Often, you can kind of see right now his expression and his movements, they're just kind of limited. That's fairly normal. But when we see something beyond that, something going on, that's exciting to us. So he was playing with this and smiling about it. So that was really cool.
Can you get Daddy with it?
Susie Bosch says those moments are exciting.
They really are exciting.
Get him.
Don't get me. Don't get. Ah! Stay. Is that a long fingernail or is that a weapon? What is that?
Nothing new.
Long fingernail.
His shirt's bothering him.
Uh-oh.
We need to go get shirts.
So he also has sensory issues, and often his shirts bother him, and that's what's going on this morning. He's being bothered by his shirt. He's gonna go change.
Say bye.
You gotta squat down and look in here and tell everyone goodbye.
Wave with your finger.
Right.
All right. Very cool. Yeah, those moments are exciting with Luke. Whenever he does something that just looks beyond his normal, it's pretty cool. It's pretty nice. All right, so you can see the green stalks in the background behind Miss Kate there. You can see our little cart. This cart was given to us by a neighbor. It needs some plywood or something put on it to make it useful. It's just a metal frame, but it's sitting there because someday I'm going to do it. Just haven't done it yet.
Jason French says, cool hand Luke.
Yeah. All right. And I have not even really scrolled through to see what's going on. Let me just go back. Probably too far to go back to the beginning, but I'm just going to stop wherever, just like the Wheel of Fortune. Not Wheel of Fortune, the Price is Right wheel. All right, so we stopped here at the Honeystead. Thank you so much, Honeystead, for visiting this morning. I got to meet Kaylee at the Homesteaders of America. A real pleasure. We wanted to stand around and talk bees more, but things were going on, so we didn't have a lot of opportunity. But she is a beekeeper, and that would be pretty cool to have the conversation. Let's see, Susie Bosch is here. Lynx Acres, Duncan 1900 Homestead, got to hug her as well. Kilted Gardener, got to hang out a lot with. Oh, that reminds me,
Yes.
we have a gift for you.
For me?
For you.
Oh, how cool.
The Kilted Gardener t-shirt
Thank you, Kilted Gardener.
for Kate.
Yay.
So, funny story this morning, I meant to wear my shirt for the show, and it's somewhere in our laundry system, and I couldn't find it. But I will wear it at some point. Let's see here.
You have a new visitor, Rachel Sutton.
Rachel Sutton is visiting. Good morning, Rachel. Randy Leonard still scrolling through. Garden makeover. Let's see. Bandana Grandma. Salubrious Farm Homestead. They are there at the events as well, handing out free water and sharing information about homesteading and a database that they're building to keep people connected. I'm not probably saying that correctly, so you guys can correct me if you'd like to. Let's see here. Scrolling through. Bubba Brazil. Yeah, those 60 Mopar muscle cars, really something. I like the older cars a lot.
I like them because they're a lot easier to work on than the newer ones.
That's for sure. That's where you actually could work on them without a degree.
Right. Without spending as much for diagnostic and
Right.
repair equipment as you do for the car.
That's true. Let's see here. Yeah, I would really like to take Luke and Harry to some of these events. Traveling is kind of tough on Luke. And Harry, even though he is a great dog, he really is a fantastic dog, loves Luke, does all sorts of nice emotional support kinds of things. Harry's not always real fond of other dogs. And at the HOA, there were other dogs, and that would have been a little uncomfortable.
I'll tell you one thing he's really good for.
What's that?
He's a great foot warmer.
He is a good
He
foot.
was lying down under the table while Luke was here, lying on my feet.
Yeah.
They got quite warm.
He's got a great fur coat
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of body mass. Yeah, Smudge from Two Family Homestead was there at the
I know, I saw the
HOA.
pictures.
Great dog. Unfortunately, Harry probably would have danced around. See, the thing is, Harry's not mean with dogs, but he does a little dancing around and showing his teeth, and he gets nervous. And so there's a little bit of a positioning there. But,
We have a guest.
oh, Mama Curbs is joining us?
Yes.
Oh, you know what? We're 20 minutes in, and I didn't talk about Kai T yet.
Oh,
No, I've been waiting, but I have posted the link.
I like
Okay.
your shirt, Kate.
Thank
So-
you. Isn't that lovely?
It's lovely. I love the coloring of it,
Me too.
and I think it's so soft.
All right, ladies. You want to compare handbags too?
Here's mine.
There you go.
Mine's huge.
Yeah, Mama Curves has a pretty impressive handbag.
I always like carrying a diaper bag.
Actually, I
Need
have one at
everything.
home that I didn't bring that is a Texas flag.
Oh, cool.
It's done out of leather.
Wow.
It has
wow.
chains.
Wow.
That is very,
Looks
very
like
cool.
a biker's purse.
Biker Kate.
Actually, I used to ride a motorcycle.
Nice. Me too. I
Doesn't
miss it.
surprise me.
I miss it. Do
You do
you,
everything.
do you miss it?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. I used to have scars up and down the inside of my legs from the burns from the
Oh,
exhaust.
I bet.
Because
Yeah.
I would ride in a little town outside of Houston, and all of the roads were dirt and sand, and you'd go around the corner too fast and hit a sand pocket, and you lay the bike down, and your leg gets
Oh.
another burn.
Oh, boy.
The good thing was that it was so hot and it burned so quickly that you didn't really feel it.
Right. Just left a mark.
Right. No,
Yeah.
it left a huge blister.
Right. I burned myself a few times on the exhaust. All right, let's talk about Kai
Kai
T.
T.
Yeah, let's since Mama Curb is here, Mama Curbs is here, and we can embarrass her just a little bit because that's only nice and fun for me. So we do have 5 flavors of Kai T in the sample packages that we're going to give away, except, let me say this real fast, one of them is not going to be for giveaway because as soon as Mama Curbs saw it, she pulled that aside and said, that one's mine. In fact, she didn't tell me soon enough because when I went in for the tea this morning, I said, there's only 4? I thought you sent 5. And she pulled this one sheepishly out of the corner and said,
This one's mine.
that one's mine. So the one that she's claiming that is not up for giveaway this morning is the caramel or caramel, depending on how you say that. The caramel almond. I won't block your
I
face.
can let everyone know how yummy it is
That's
once
right.
I taste it.
It hasn't been opened yet because we drink every day the cream Earl Grey, which is delicious. But she saw this one and said, "Oh, that sounds nice." So this one is for Mama Curbs. She's gonna let us know how that
I'll
is.
sample it for you.
I probably won't care a whole lot about that one because I don't care for the sweeter things like caramel and those things. But I don't know, maybe I might try it. I'll have a sip of yours. All right, let's scroll down, make sure I'm not missing. Woo!
Wow,
look at
that's
all
a
that
lot of
chat.
scrolling.
Look
You
at
need
all
to tell
that
them
chat.
what to say.
Yes. Okay. So in order to be involved in the giveaway of Kai Tea
Wow.
this morning, you need to say the flavor of tea for today is, and then you name one of those. Kate made it really easy for you. She posted that so you can copy paste. Say the flavor of today.
Did you show them all the flavors?
I'm getting ready to. So
They already
she.
know it though.
I know
Okay,
they're saying
okay.
it. This is my show.
Okay. I can go back inside.
Yes, but she is the helpmeet, so she's allowed
She
to
is.
say things.
She is. This really isn't my show. This really is Mama Kirbs. Everything about what I do is Mama
it's
Kirbs.
not.
Yes, it is because you're awesome. Okay, so one of them is the chocolate hazelnut. You can choose that one as a. You're not leaving me, are you?
I need to add in something.
Oh, okay. And then another one is just plain Earl Grey, which is tasty. I've had that one. They're all tasty. They really are. And cream Earl Grey. This is the popular one that we drink in our house. Finally got a sample of that, so you guys can put that on your entry for today. And then also I think it's called Ceylon breakfast. That's how Kate said it, and it sounded right. So I'm gonna go with that. Ceylon breakfast.
The cream Earl Grey, though.
It really, really is. There's Two Family Homestead. Good morning. They said cream Earl Grey sounds interesting. It's not just interesting, it's delicious.
Actually, this week a friend came over and I had her
Oh,
smell
yeah.
the bag, and her words were, "That smells delightful."
Delightful.
Love that word.
It really, what? Is Espen causing trouble? So and two people, maybe more, at least two people who visit our home on a fairly regular basis. We give tea to our guests, and we don't give it to them. We make
Try to
them.
be a hostess.
We make them a cup of tea. Not always, but when the situation's right. And two of them came back and said they ordered cream Earl Grey on Kai Tea.
2 bags.
2 bags because they didn't want to run out. Corey Wassel in for chocolate hazelnut.
That one sounds good too. And I think it probably would taste like Nutella.
I guess that would be horrible for me. I don't like chocolate. I don't know if you guys know that about me, but I don't like the smell of it. I don't like the looks of it. I don't like the ugh.
I'll take
Robin's
all of
on the
yours.
way.
Yeah, see, Mama Kirbs over the years, over the years has been quite pleased with my dislike for chocolate because anytime chocolate is in the room, it's hers.
Like at Christmas parties here.
Yeah, if I get a free chocolate at a party or whatever, whenever people hand out chocolates, I just hand mine to hers because I don't want any part of it. So she gets double chocolate.
But now I can't do that because I cut down my sugar intake, and too much makes me really sick.
Yeah. So Sasha Fernandez says, how long does a bag last? If you're talking about a sample bag, that is ½ ounce, and I'd say that's probably maybe
7 cups?
6 or 7 servings. We buy the 8-ounce bags, which is the larger bag, obviously. Some things don't need said, because 8 ounces is clearly larger than ½ ounce. And that one, we get a month or less, a few weeks.
Probably a month, and we drink it every day.
But we get several bags a month, so we use probably 2 bags a month.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so our family with 2 or 3 people drinking every day will go through 2 8-ounce bags roughly per month.
But we don't buy coffee anymore.
We don't buy coffee anymore. I haven't drank coffee in a while. She's weaning off.
Big Bear wants to know what makes it better than other teas.
Well, that's a good question. Scientifically, I can't tell you. However, I will just say they taste better. They just do. They taste more rich, more full.
But I've only bought tea in tea bags at the grocery store.
Right. So
I've
our
never
experience
bought
with
loose
tea, we're not tea snobs by any means. So our experience is tea bags. We can buy the better tea bags, and some of them are very good, but these are just better than that.
Tim Huffman says kombucha makes all tea better.
Kombucha does make tea better. I love kombucha. You can't make kombucha with these because they're flavored, but you could add kombucha to this after it's brewed and have that flavor, so that would be good. Let me see if I can say good morning to a few more people here. Food Forest Permaculture's in the house. Tim Turner's in the house. Big Bear Homestead, good morning. I do want to say this about Big Bear Homestead. Uh, I met Big Bear for the first time back in August at the Homesteading Live conference, Big Bear Homestead, which includes he and his wife and daughter, and had a great time getting to know them. Also, this time at the Homesteaders of America, uh, got to hang out with them for a little bit. I was kind of all over the place, so we didn't hang out a lot, but just a little bit there. And after, Big Bear sent me a message asking how Luke was, and we had a conversation, and it was just really nice to know that he was concerned for our family and the situation with Luke, and it was just a really nice conversation. So thank you, sir, for sharing that time with me and being concerned. That meant a lot to me. Thank you very much. Lynx Acres is in the house. I may have already said that. Double hi. Sasha Fernandez, Freaky Geek. Ina Hatcher. Is that the same Ina I met at HOA who makes the bags out of the chicken feed bags? Those are pretty cool. You could check her stuff out. How much caffeine is in the tea? I don't know. Does it say? Sorry, I can't see it with my
I gave
glasses.
them the website so they can.
Oh, there you go. Check out the website. Can't put my glasses back on. All right. All right, Mama Curbs, do you want to give an update on whether it be Luke or the homestead? How was the homestead with me gone? Pretty nice? Shouldn't have asked that question live.
It was lonely. I don't like being here at night without you here. It's weird. But we survived. I don't ever like it, but it's what it is. And I'm just glad no one died or
No one meaning animals.
no animals died.
Yeah.
I didn't have to kill any rattlesnakes or anything like that. Although I could kill a rattlesnake, I just can't shoot a coyote, obviously.
Yeah.
I say, shoo shoo, run, go.
Yeah. Get out of here, coyote! We don't want you here.
So, it was good. And I don't know. The Luke update's it could be pretty extensive.
The Luke update really could be. Do I feel raindrops?
Yeah, I feel raindrops. I don't know about her computer.
Put her t-shirt over. I'm going to put the t-shirt over the computer just in case. Ah.
So, Luke for the past month has slowly shown some signs of regression, and he's slowing down with activity. He usually likes to stand up and be active, and this past month we've noticed he wants to sit down a lot.
Yeah.
And that's been bothering us. And he used to be the Uno king. No one could beat him. He beat people fairly often. He was like
At
hard,
Uno, he didn't beat them physically.
He was hard.
That'd be
to
good
beat.
exercise, though.
And he could play a game of Uno without verbal prompts, and it was wonderful to see him be independent in something, because independence in anything is really hard.
Yeah.
So we've noticed his processing was slowing down, and I thought, well, he kind of didn't feel good and was kind of sick, and I thought I'd attribute it to that, but it has been like a month. And so then we see a specialist in Houston that is familiar with Fox G1, and he hadn't seen Luke for 16 months, and I really didn't want to go. I was just like, why are we going? And it's such a long drive. And so then we get there, and he asks us a lot of questions, and then he says, I notice he's slower in his walk, and I notice he's slow in his speech. And he compares that to Rett syndrome and the girls, and that once they hit their 20s, things start to slow down. So I left there pretty depressed and pretty emotional, but it gave us 3.5 hours on the way home to talk and to think about things and just share our thoughts on what our next steps are and how we're doing things. So, but Monday, Luke's going to have a 24-hour EEG done to make sure we're not having any seizures. And he prepared us that will come back abnormal. Luke's never had a normal EEG anyway. So we're going to do that. And there's something else he's doing next week. I don't remember.
Lots of therapies. Always lots of therapies.
And he asked us about therapies. Luke has therapy, we figured, every day but Saturday and Sunday.
Yep.
And now we're going to start a new therapy for physical therapy in the home with an NDT specialist. That's a neurodevelopmental therapist. And she'll come on Saturdays. So then we'll have
So-
someone will be here every day but Sunday.
That's a whole lot of opportunity to sell Kai tea. And I make jokes. It's the reason I make jokes because Luke's situation, if you allow it to really get to you, can be very depressing. And so if you talk to Mama Curbs about Luke's situation, you're going to get probably a more realistic, honest, well, certainly a mother's view, but you're going to hear more of the challenges. I tend to share the happy moments and the things that make me smile because I don't like to think. Well, I did that because we had a little bit of raindrops,
Thank you.
just in case. It's not going to rain, I don't think, but there was just a little
I bet
spitting.
you're just hiding because you didn't want me to know what's going on.
Kate came back to her laptop being covered. Yeah, so Luke's life, our experience with Luke is both good and bad. You really need Mama Curb's perspective and mine to get a good feeling for the whole picture. It's not fair of me to leave out the things that are more depressing, and I would love for Mama Curbs and really everyone to embrace the things that are good as well.
Blake,
Yes.
Ina Hatcher said she really enjoyed meeting you and would like to send Luke a tote bag. Pick one that you think he'd like, and they'll make it for him.
Oh, that's very nice of you, Ina.
That's sweet.
Ina, I met Ina at the show, and she showed that she makes the totes, carry bags, out of the chicken feed bags.
Ah, very good.
And so, thank you, Ina. We'll have to connect through Facebook Messenger or something to discuss that.
Like a gnat went up my nose.
Oh no, bugs in the nose
That feels
On
Farm
good.
life.
on a live show. Yeah, that's the real life part of the logo there.
So, our granddaughter was over here the other day, and she's 2.5, and she wanted eggs. We were collecting eggs, and she said, "Oh, this is so delicious." And so we went
She's
inside,
2.
and we went and boiled eggs. And so I was cracking them to peel them for her, and I cracked it, and she didn't know I cracked it, and she said, "Oh, a baby." No.
At least she knows where they come from, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So, but anyway, so that's the Luke update, and I try to look at things not depressing, but sometimes there are just facts. And when,
They're absolutely.
when people
absolutely.
say, "How's Luke?" I really don't know what to say because I don't know how long to make the conversation.
Yes.
Whether I just say, "We're doing good."
Yeah. So, and I'm challenged with the same thing. People ask a lot, "How is Luke?" And it takes me probably 5 to 10 seconds to process. Okay, how am I answering this time? So if you ever do ask that question and you see that moment of processing, you just have to know that both of us, we answer that question a lot, and we love that people are interested. We
Yes.
truly do. But sometimes it's appropriate for us to say, "Hey, here's a fun moment," and move on. Other times, like for example, I was slightly embarrassed, but I felt, I think I shared this in my live show last week when I was hanging out with Natalie from Hey, It's a Good Life at the Homesteaders of America. She and her mom, I was just taking a walk with them, and they asked about Luke, and for whatever reason in that moment, I shared and I cried. And so the reality is, both of us at any moment, if we think too much about things, we can just lose it. Because watching your kid go through things that aren't normal, as a parent, that hurts. So that's why I like to focus on the happy moments, because I can't allow myself to be upset and depressed all the time. So,
Well, I think, we all have our stories and we all have our struggles. And Luke was so healthy until
He was.
19.
He
We
was.
rarely were on medicine for sinus infections. The other kids had their issues. You know, Espen had his brain surgery at 14, and Brody always had asthma and eczema, and Luke was healthy. All we struggled with was, at the time, autism. That's what they told us.
Right. It
Autism.
wasn't autism, but that's what we were told.
And then at 19, he got pneumonia, and I didn't even know he was sick because he showed no real symptoms except he didn't want to wake up. And that
Yeah.
is rare for Luke. And that's when I took him to the emergency room, and they said, he's got double pneumonia. And then that was the moment where
sorry.
things changed because
Yeah.
we lost so many skills. And now we deal with the lung problems.
Yeah.
So, and just seeing that, it almost makes you mad. And no, I want to go back to where things were 3 years ago. But
Yeah.
anyway, so I could take the whole show over, so I'm not going to do that. So.
Yeah. That's
the
okay.
Lord gave you time with Luke being healthy so that you could take care of the other issues that were going on.
That's
Yeah.
that.
Now your other kids are all healthy, so now you have time to take care of Luke's issues. He kind of works that out that way for
And
you.
Yep.
squeeze in a shower every so often.
Yep. Yeah. So Sasha says, I always look past the current situation, know it's in God's hands, and know we will get through it. Yes. Absolutely.
And Luke has always been in God's hands. I've always
Absolutely.
Seen that, always.
Yeah. He's had a special connection with God and his angels, I think, his whole life. So, who is in for tea? Sorry to just jump into switching the subject, but I don't want to start crying here on the show. So,
I have 8 so far.
8. Nice. Okay, so if you are not in for the tea giveaway, and that's for a sample size bag, and yes, I'm sorry, Lynx Acres, I should always preface the giveaway with that this is for continental U.S. because of shipping.
And I did post all the flavors again. I just posted the link with all the flavors and what to say.
Very nice.
Cream Earl Grey.
Cream Earl Grey is nice. It just is. But she's distracting you from. Oh, I already said it's not in the show. It's not in the giveaway, which is the caramel. Who says caramel and who says caramel?
I said
'Cause-
Cara Caramel.
What's that?
Cara Caramel.
Cara caramel. Yeah. So it's interesting. Growing up in Indiana, there was a town called Carmel, spelled same way as the candy. When we moved to California for a short time in our life, there's a town called Caramel,
'Cause it makes it
spelled.
fancy.
Yeah, it sounds fancy. Sounds Californian. So anyway, it's just kind of funny. Different. Big Bear says he loves tea and cheesecake. Careful, Big Bear. That cheesecake will get you. All right. Car milk. Nice. All right, so I had, so you guys might want to hook up with Kilted Gardener. He's got stickers now.
They're neat.
He gave, oh, I have that upside down. Sorry. There you go, Kilted Gardener. It looks like a little kilt with a flower in it. Very cool. He gave me a few stickers. In fact, with this this pack of tea, I will throw in a Kilted Gardener sticker and a few of my own stickers. If you would like extra stickers, you can send a self-addressed and stamped envelope to my P.O. box, and I'll be happy to get some stickers out to you. I have that many left. That's all I got, and then I'm going to have to make a new order. I'll have to look up. Someone asked me, I think it was Karen earlier on, where do I order those stickers? And I didn't answer because I can't remember. I'll have to look up in my email to see who I ordered those through, because I will want some more. Next week at the Good of the Land Fest, while I'm there, hoping to do my live show from there, I will be doing a giveaway there. So either Kate or Robert or somebody's going to have to help me with that giveaway next week. And we're going to be doing a few extra goodies in the bag. The ears.
They look a lot like mine.
I know.
A few extra goodies. I have a small thing of real salt. Do you hear that frog?
Isn't it amazing?
There's a frog living in this pond right here. Sometimes it makes a noise. It makes me think there's a velociraptor living out here.
Or it's one of your small dogs over there.
Yeah, going nuts. We're going to throw in some of this earth paste, a squirrel, Kilted Gardener sticker, a few of my own stickers. This is all for next week. Hopefully I can get the show running next week. That's not a guarantee because I don't know exactly what kind of connection I'll have from the show, but this is all hopeful. We're going to throw in a pack of seeds of the coneflower and then a Clyde's garden planter.
That's quite the giveaway.
This is quite the giveaway. This is a nice pack of goodies. This will be hopefully all given away from the show next week.
I'm hoping Espen can be there.
Yeah, Espen might show up. Then I won't have any network connection. Big Bear, have you not seen me? It already has. Talking about the cheesecake. That's funny.
So I did
Wait.
want to say that in November is Fox G1 Awareness Month.
Yep.
So we thought it'd be fun in November if we would give, one fact about Fox G1 to educate people on each live show in the month of November.
Right. So we need to brush up on our facts.
Yes.
Not FAX. FACT. Mr. Google knows. We have a lot of experience with Fox G1, but there are some things that we need to make sure that we're saying factually.
Is it FOX?
FOX G1.
Okay.
Fox G1.
Which makes it
Rachel
so easy
Sutton says
to
she
remember.
missed the flavors. They're in the chat somewhere, but did somebody already answer that?
Yeah, I put it, but I'll put it up again.
Yeah.
Cream Earl Grey.
There we go.
Mama Curbs is pushing for you guys to get that cream Earl Grey. Flavor of the day. Kai tea. Kai tea flavor of the day. Chocolate hazelnut cream. Chocolate hazelnut, one flavor. There's a comma there. Cream Earl Grey, and Ceylon breakfast. I'm kind of curious about that Ceylon breakfast. But I'll give it away. I won't keep it.
I have a big jar of Ceylon cinnamon.
Oh, yeah?
It's very different from regular cinnamon you get here in the U.S. It's much stronger, but it doesn't have the dark brown color that cinnamon here does. It has a reddish brown color.
Oh, nice. I'm not even sure what... Oh, it says it's cinnamon. So Ceylon is cinnamon.
Yes,
It's-
that's
oh,
what we
okay,
were talking about.
I
That's
didn't-
what I said.
Right, but I thought you meant it was Ceylon and cinnamon.
Oh, no. It's
Not Ceylon
It's
cinnamon.
the type of cinnamon.
Okay.
Sometimes I think Kate is our personal Wikipedia.
Kate's got stories.
Yeah, she does.
That's what comes of living as long as I've lived.
All right, I do want to throw this in here because this is something that's very important to my life right now. And several times I've seen that We Tree Bonsai post the link to daddykirbs.lifevantage.com. That is, in fact, just to throw this out there, a product sold through a network marketing company. And you know what? I'm okay with that because the product is amazing. It's good. It's changing my life. And I did become a distributor. I'm not pushing it heavily. I'm not making my channel all about that. But I do want to tell you that this product, I had 23 years, maybe more, but the best I could figure it in my head, 23 years of chronic pain due to some injuries that I sustained in the military. And I grew to understand that I was just going to hurt the rest of my life. I just thought that's the way it is. I started taking this, and within 6 or 7 weeks or so, I can't remember the exact timeline, my pain went away. I live pain-free at this point because of what this all-natural product, it's not a pharmaceutical, it's not chemicals, it's all natural. This is what it's doing for me. It's food. It's providing the best nutrition through food that most of us can't get because we don't have an amazing full garden of full spectrum of amazing plant products. It would be really nice if we did, but most of us don't have that. And so this is providing for me an opportunity. So there's 3 core products in there. One of them focuses on a pathway in our cells called NRF1, and that is for mitochondria strength. It helps your mitochondria in your cells work better to give you more natural energy. Also, NRF2, I'm making this fast because I'm not going to go on and on. NRF2 is another pathway. It's an identified pathway in the cells that helps the cell, the body, through your gene expression to fight off free radicals. So it fights oxidation, inflammation, and internal scarring. That's huge. And that's what's turning our bodies back into something that can heal itself to help us be as healthy as we can be. The third one is what they call NAD, stands for something I'll probably never be able to pronounce, but a big word to identify a molecule in your cell that basically works as the currency, a money exchange between the departments of your cell to make sure everything is running efficiently. Without NAD present in your body, you will die. You have to have it. When you don't have enough, like most of us on a daily basis, we don't have enough. And we just kind of barely get through. We have brain fog, all those things because our bodies are operating on very little currency. Our bodies are poor. And so the NAD, when you increase that, creates an opportunity for your cells to work at maximum efficiency. And all of those products have many, many, many years, 40 plus years in some cases, of science research to make sure they are doing what they say they're doing. And my body now is in better shape, and my brain too is in better shape than it has been in probably 20 years. And Mama Curbs is taking the product. She had plantar fasciitis, something bad. That's the heel pain. Something kind of bad that she gets up every morning, can't walk. She now has none of that pain. I'm going to give you a few stories because this is real people, real stories. And Kate has a story too. I'll let you tell hers. But my brother has been in a war scenario. He's been a soldier for many years, was in war 3 times. And
Not more.
or more. I think it was 3 tours. But anyway, he spent a lot of time defending our country. His body got really beat up. And one of the things that he is challenged with is neuropathy pain in his feet and legs. After a while of taking these products, his neuropathy pain went away, which is huge. There are other benefits, but that's his big story right at this moment. Tim Turner, our buddy Tim Turner, has his own story, which I would love for him to share that. You guys contact him, let him tell his story. Kate, I'll turn the camera over here. She has her story.
Okay. All of my adult life, I have been an insomniac. I rarely got more than, well, on a really good night, I would get 4 hours sleep. Usually it was like 2.5 hours. I have been on this product for 2 days shy of 1 month today. And I was almost late getting here because all of a sudden in the last week, I've started sleeping 6 to 8 hours a night.
Wow.
Yay.
It is
Our body
amazing.
needs that. Our brain needs that.
Yes, it's just amazing. I wake up, I feel good, my back doesn't hurt. I couldn't lie down long enough to sleep more than a couple of hours. Now my back doesn't hurt. I wake up feeling refreshed. It's an awesome, awesome, awesome thing. My husband is also taking it. He has had a skin rash on the inside of one of his legs that he's had for probably 30 years. And it is now healed up. His skin all over his body is no longer flaky. It looks smooth.
Nice.
He's no longer crepey like a lot of us older people get the crepey, kind of wrinkly skin. His skin looks wonderful.
That is fantastic.
That was
And
the
I
first
forgot.
thing I noticed. I said, my skin is tighter.
Yeah, my
Mine
skin.
hasn't
Yeah.
happened yet.
So there is a
Busy with
skin
other
thing
things.
going on too with me because I have all my life had dry, flaky skin. And Mama Curbs told me one day, she's like, I noticed your skin is looking better. So that is definitely something that's going on. I forgot to mention that Robert from Kilted Gardener, he expressed in the comments here and told me while I was hanging out with him that his carpal tunnel pain that he dealt with because he does a lot of
Very good.
using tools because he works outdoors. That pain is no longer an issue for him. So I want to say this real quick, that if you are at all interested in learning more, if you go to that site and you're like, well, what do I do? There's like 15 different products.
Right.
Contact me or contact Kate or contact Tim or contact Robert and just pick your favorite person, which is probably going to be someone like Robert, Tim, or Kate, and just ask them, what does this do for you and what should I be taking? Because it's just really nice to be able to be at your best. All right, that's it. I'm not going on and on.
I gotta go.
Okay.
I need to go check.
Thanks for joining us.
Okay. Bye, guys. Are you gonna play cornhole?
Yes, I am going to
Right on
throw.
the
Oh, we got
squirrel.
5 minutes left, so I got to throw. Can you move that chair there, please, sweetheart? Dumpling, sugar plum.
Now I want dumplings.
Oh man, we haven't had dumplings in a long time. But I don't even eat dumplings because of the wheat, unless we can make a gluten-free dumpling. Can we do that, dumpling? All right, let's see here. Oh, squirrels! Kilter
Nice.
Gardner with a squirrel. I literally said, hey, oh, squirrel. Right there. All right, 3 squirrels hanging out together on the hat. Did you guys see that I was in Justin Rhodes' video from the HOA, and he sort of came in and interrupted my live show, not in a bad way, but just in the middle of my live show. So he was in my live show, and I was in his show, and my squirrels were hanging there on my hat. I was kind of surprised he didn't ask about it, but that's
Yeah.
okay.
We Tree saw it. I saw it. Susie Bosch saw it.
All right, nice. Yeah, that was the first time I had ever met him in person, and that was a nice. I went up later and talked to him for just a few minutes because I wanted it to be without the cameras going. And well, I assume his camera wasn't going because even when I was showing him in my live show, I did not know his camera was running because he was
Really?
kind of holding it in his arm like he was just carrying it, but it was running the whole time. So that was kind of funny. Good thing I didn't say anything crazy. All right. Well, I may have. I don't know. All right, so we're going to throw the bean bags here this morning. We're going to start with a... Oh, Karen's giving us tips on how to make the dumplings. Cup for cup. Is that a gluten-free blend? I'm not familiar with it. All right, so we're going to start with a stripe. We're going to go over the right shoulder, looking through the camera. Let's see if I can get this right. Get it? Okay. Nope.
Missed.
Adjust my hips.
Got
Hey!
Got on too.
That was a stripe. Okay, so we're going for a star now.
You got one of each there.
Oops. Star, stripe. I'm losing track here. Okay. Oh man. Woo! Bad day.
That's on and right near the hole.
Whoa, that's so close.
And that one went through the hole. Yay!
Yes!
And that was stars.
So there's 4 points for stars, 2 on the board for stripes. So that's 2 totals because you take the total of 1, subtract. Anyway, the scoring system's weird, but that is 2 points. Swish! Right through the hole. Barely touched the rim. All right, very cool. All right, man, that is fun. I am planning on taking the cornhole boards and bags to the
Good of the land.
Good of the land. Thank you. I think Kate can recognize when my brain shuts off for a second. So I am
Well, after
taking.
3 years of being your sidekick, I ought to know a little bit.
It has been 3 years.
Yes.
This month.
Yes.
Probably. Let's see. What is today? It's probably near to the day almost. 3 days. Whoa! What is going on here with
Sheila.
Sheila? Sheila?
Sheila.
That is a big squirrel right there. That's a very healthy squirrel. Putting a squirrel on the hat. 4 squirrels hanging all happy together, swinging in the breeze, jumping from branch to branch. My hats don't have branches, but you know, made a little tree reference there. Thank you very much. Was there a message on that one? Nope, just the big squirrel. Thank you very much, Sheila or Sheila. Sorry.
Sheila.
Sheila. Oh, the T. Oh, we're like right there. So we need to do the T. Thank you, Sean, for the little cattle prod. I don't. You guys poke me a lot.
Are you ready?
Sometimes it hurts. I'm just kidding. Just kidding. Let's see. Oh, she said you're welcome. I appreciate the apple cider recipe. Sheila. I am so glad that video helped you. I've had a lot of people recently talk about the fermenting videos. I think in the fall that kind of just ramps up. People start thinking about that more after harvest. and so my videos get a little surge during that time frame. So I'm glad that helped you out. Yes, we're ready. We're going to do the drawing for the tea.
We have 11 on the list.
11 on the list, and we're going with the
Number
random.org.
3 is the winner. Let me go find
Number
out
3.
number
Who is
3
that?
is. Number 3 is Happy.
Mr. Happy. So what flavor?
Cream Earl Grey.
Cream Earl Grey, Mr. Happy. Yay! All right. This is yours, Mr. Happy. I'll put that in an envelope. I'm pretty sure I have your address. It's rigged. Oh, man, that is so funny. Paul from Pine City Apiary started that many years, maybe not many years ago, but a long time ago. And it's actually really funny. I'm glad you guys continue that joke. So I'm pretty sure, Mr. Happy, I do have your address, but just in case, if you want to send me a message and let me know, this will get off into the mail to you really soon. Finally, he wins. Totally not rigged. All right.
Get the garden says, dude, that is totally so rigged.
It's always rigged. Yes, I'm pretty sure I do. In fact, I know I do because I just recently went and looked up a bunch of addresses. So yes, okay. All right, so that's a fun show. You guys always make this really fun for me. Do visit the Good of the Land Fest in Temple, Texas if you have an opportunity, because I would love for you to come up and share time with me, shake my hand, hug my neck. Just don't squeeze too hard. I'm kind of little. I'm a small guy. And then, yeah, so we can just talk whatever you want to talk about. I'll be there presenting my beekeeping equipment and honey extraction and just anyway, lots of good times. So go check out that. In the future, if you can't make it to Good of the Land, try to make it to the Homesteading Life Conference in Missouri next year or the Homesteaders of America. I'm going to try to make all 3 of these again next year. No promises, just because life happens, but that's the goal. You guys are amazing. Thank you, Kate, for being here. Thank you to my moderators for helping to keep this family friendly and so much fun. The chat often is more fun than the real deal. So you guys are just really cool. You're cool people. We'll talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye-bye.